Morning everyone. I'm going to be posting a video, exercise 2. If you look at the items that I sent to you, there's one exercise that we haven't done before. I've sent you two other exercises that we did in class, and there's one more that I sent to you that we haven't done before. And I'm going to just demonstrate to you how a bank reconciliation statement is done for the benefit of those who did not see how this thing is done in class. And some of you might just need to see a bit of a recap in terms of how a bank reconciliation is done. Please don't forget that there's an assignment that is due. I've sent it to you via Google Classroom. So please send the assignment before the due date. All right, let's just start with our bank reconciliation statement. As we've indicated that we are going to be doing a bank reconciliation in this format. If you look at this side, I've got the bank statement on this side, and then on this side I've got the cash receipts journal as well as the cash payments journal. And how you go about this is to you compare the two sides. You look at the cash journal, the cash book, as well as the bank statement, and then you need to tick off whatever items agree. So we'll start off this exercise shortly. All right, so if you look at it shortly here, you'll see that we have an amount here of 984 appearing in the cash receipts journal. So I need to look if it appears on the bank statement, and if it appears on the bank statement, then I need to scratch it out. So there's the first item there, it appears there, therefore I scratch it out, it appears on both sides. Then the second item that I have there is an amount here of 1339, and I need to see whether this item appears on the bank statement. So it does appear, therefore I can scratch it out, and I can scratch it out. Right, and then of course there's an amount here of 651, which I don't see appearing on the bank statement, and this item I can circle that item. Right, so then it means that I've got two items. There's an item here that on the deposit side I see that it is not appearing on this side, and of course we're going to circle it, right? And then we move over to the cash payments journal. On the cash payments journal side, I've got here an amount of 398, which I can see that it appears on the other side, and therefore I scratch it out. Then the next item there is an amount of 394, and this amount appears on the bank statement, and therefore I can scratch it out. The next item there is an amount of 1602, and of course this item appears on that side, and therefore I can scratch out. Then the next item there that appears there is an amount of 438. This item does not appear on the bank statement, and therefore I circle it. I circle this one because it doesn't appear on the bank statement. Then the next item there is an amount of 313. This item I can circle it because it does not appear on the bank statement side. And then of course I've got an amount there of 144, and this 144 also does not appear, and therefore I circle it. Then I've got a next item there of 58 rand. The 58 rand, I can see it appears on this side, and therefore I can scratch it out. Right, and then of course I've got an amount here of 738. 738 appears on both sides, therefore I can scratch out. And then the last item there is an amount of 616, which does not appear on the bank statement, which means I can I can circle it. So I'm left then with two items there, an item of a stop order amount of 95 rand, as well as a check of 66 rand. So these items then, it means that these are items that I need to take care of. All right, let's do it quickly. So I've got an amount here of 95 rand, which becomes a reconciling item, as well as this check here of 66 rand, which becomes a reconciling item. Now, next step. The next step is to check which of these items that are on the bank statement, so I need to check if they appear in the previous month's bank reconciliation statement. And here I've got an amount of 140. I can see that it appears in the previous bank reconciliation statement, and therefore I scratch it out. And then with regards to my checks, I've got an amount here of 66 rand. This one appears in the previous bank reconciliation statement, and therefore it must be scratched out. And then of course I'm left now with the 95 rand on the debit side, and then nothing on the under my deposits on this side, right? And then if I go to my cash payments general side, I have an amount of 616. I have an amount of 144. I've got an amount of 313, and I have an amount of 438. These will be the items that are now not. These are my reconciling items. And then on the cash receipts journal, I have an amount of 651, which is an amount that is not it's a reconciling item. So my reconciling items then will be my 68 rand, my 500 rand from the previous bank reconciliation. So these items were reconciling items in the previous month, and they are still outstanding in the current month. Remember, we are looking at the month of October, and this is the previous month, which is September, that you can see there. All right, so now that we've got our items there, we need to first look at our bank statement and say to ourselves, okay, on the bank statement I've got items there which I've not that are reconciling items. These items I need to adjust in my books. Remember, the whole point of the bank reconciliation statement is to put in our bank reconciliation statement items which have not been taken into account by the bank, right? So what I haven't taken into account in my own books, that needs to go to the I need to adjust those items accordingly. All right, so we're going to do that just now, right? So what can I adjust here? It seems that I've got items here which are my bank charges. I've got service fees of 5 rand, I've got service fees of 40 rand, I've got checkbook fees of 4 rand, and then of course I've got another item here of 95 rand. But if you read here under your additional information, it says that the stop order for 95 rand on 28 October on the bank statement was debited in error by the bank to the account of. So here, this is the error that was made by the bank. So we said, remember, if the error was made by the bank, then I don't do anything about it. The bank needs to sort it out. So this becomes, it must go to my bank reconciliation statement because the bank made an error. All right, so we can do our adjustments now. So the first item, as we said, is to adjust, is to prepare the adjusting entries for this. All right. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take my journal paper, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to record in my general journal. So I'm going to have here general journal, right? My general journal. Now I need to I need to adjust all the items that have not been taken into account. So the item there will be my bank charges. So I've got service fees of 5 rand. I've got service fees that are 40 rand and checkbook fees of of 4 rand. So I'm going to debit my bank charges with 5 rand plus 40 rand plus 4 rand. So remember, because it's all going to the same account, I can add them up and make one entry. So this is going to be my debit side, and this is going to be my credit side. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to, if I add all those up, I should get 49 rand, and then of course I'm going to credit my bank account. So this is an asset. I'm going to credit my bank account with 49 rand, and then of course this one I'm going to debit my expenses there with 49 rand. That's going to be the entry that I'm going to do. So if you look at this one, so I've done this, so I'm happy now. This is now taken care of. And then this one, remember this one I can't do anything about because it's a bank error, and the bank has made a mistake, and therefore it's not going to affect me. So I'm done with my, I can see I've now completed my general entry. And the second point is to do what? Is to do my bank reconciliation statement. Right, so what am I going to do now? I'm going to, remember the format is as follows. You need to first start with the balance according to the bank statement. Right. Now, where do I find this item? Where do I find this balance according to the bank statement? All right. My bank statement balance there at the end of October. So the last item there, I've got a balance there of how much? Of 676 rand. 676 rand. Okay. And if you look at this, it is a debit balance. So whenever you read the bank statement, it will look the opposite of what it will appear in our side. So if it's a debit balance according to the bank, it means that it's a credit balance according to us. And if it's a credit balance, what do I need to do? I need to put it in bracket as a minus. All right. And then the next step is to do what? Is to add my outstanding deposits. Right. So what do I go there? I need to go to my cash receipts journal to see what items are outstanding there. So I've got an amount here of a deposit amount here of is an amount of 651, which is an outstanding deposit, and therefore I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to what? Edit 651. Right, so that is the only one there that is outstanding, so I leave it like that. And then of course I need to deduct all my outstanding payments. Right, so my outstanding payments, if I look at my outstanding payments, you can see here that I've got quite a few payments outstanding, and the first item that I have there is check number 129. Check 129, and the amount there of the check is 438. Right, so I'm done with that one. Then the second one is a check number 130, and its amount of 313. That one is done. Right, and then the third item is a check amount of check number 131, of 144 rand. And then of course the last one there is check number 134 of 606 rand, 616. Right. Now, I just want us to note the following. Remember, I've got checks from the previous bank reconciliation statement that I must also take into account. So, whatever items are still reconciling from the previous months need to be taken over and carried over to the next month. And therefore, I'm going to do that here. There's a check here, check number 104. I must take that into account, which is 68 rand. And then of course another one is check number 108 of 500 rand, and this must be taken into account. Alright, so I've done all those items and they're now done, so which means that I've now taken into account everything. So I'm happy with my bank reconciliation statement. Alright, now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add up all my payments. And if you add up everything here, you should get an amount of 2079. So you're going to deduct that. Alright. So if you take a calculator and you add up everything, you'll see that the balance is the balance according to the bank statement is 676, and then you add a deposit of 651 rand, and then of course you less your payments of 2079, and you should get a balance according to the bank account. Right, and the balance you should get there should be an amount of 2009. All right, are we happy with that amount? Okay. All right, so now we're going to do the last part of our bank reconciliation statement, and that is to check whether our balance, our bank balances. So we're going to do just a small T account. I'm going to do a very informal one here. We're going to do our bank control account. Bank increases on the debit side. Alright, so if you look at your previous bank reconciliation statement, the balance, the opening balance, the balance brought down is negative 233, which means that it's a credit balance, 233 rand. Alright, and then my payments of course will be on the credit side, and my payments there, the amount there is 4701, and then my receipts, are 2974, 2974. Right, and then of course I made one adjustment here to my bank account, which is my bank charges. So I'm going to put that on that side, bank charges of 49 rand, and that's how it should look like. Right, so if I add up everything here, this side is bigger as you can see, and if I total everything up here, so it's 233 plus 4701 plus 49 rand. I should get an amount of 4983. 4983 less the small side 2974. So which means that my balance carried down is 2009. Balance brought down is 2009, and of course this agrees with my balance over there. So that is how you do would do a solution for the exercise 2. I hope that we all understand how that should be done. Thank you so much.